Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are live. We will be getting started in exactly 2 minutes. Come on in, say hello, give us a shout out, tell us where you're tuning in from. This is our MLS Table Talk, another MLS experience. Our special guest for tonight is Miss Josephine Thomas. And we will be getting started in exactly 2 minutes. Take a listen to our MLS song. Go ahead and share this recording, and we'll be right back.
Cryptocurrency, 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 changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only if you knew well, MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency, 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 changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are pacing the dive 20 to 1. Call MLS system to have some fun. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to another MLS experience. This is our MLS Table Talk, and I hold this event on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank everyone that is here early and hanging out with us. We see you, Eugene. Hello, Denise, Naima. I see Janice King, Stephanie Cooper, Denise, Darlene, Narissa, Lauren, Lorenzo. Hello, Alvin. Hello, Lorraine. All right, guys. So thank you guys for being here and giving us a shout out so early this evening. So listen, guys, I'm not going to hold you. We have some great information coming tonight. There's a phenomenal story from a young lady. Her name is Josephine Thomas. Now, guys, she was born in Ghana. She lives in Pennsylvania, and she has ties with London. You'll notice that from the accent. London, New Jersey, and Jamaica. She has a business in the executive travel arena. She's been a professional in that arena for 28 years, guys. She has 3 years of cryptocurrency experience. And get this, she's made over $4 million using the MLS platform, okay? The education from the platform. So she is the reason why we are here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and introduce everyone to Josephine Thomas. Say hello, Lady Joe. We call her Lady Joe.
Hi, great evening, Miss Pam, and thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Well, you know your story had to be told, right? We had to hear your story. You know, some of us has gotten a chance to meet you and hear from you because you've been doing presentations for the company for years, right? But there are a
Yes.
lot of people on here tonight that may not know of you and are or they've heard of you via a presentation but don't know like the full story, right? So we're gonna get into it tonight and yeah, let's get started, Lady Joe. So I'm gonna let you, I kind of gave them a breakdown of who you are, but I'll let you go ahead and maybe share a little bit about yourself.
Okay. All right. So great evening, everybody. And I'm very humbled to be here. And I thank you, Miss Pam and Wall Street, for giving me this platform. Like Miss Pam said, my name's Josephine Ninaku Thomas, also known as Lady Joe. I'm 45 years young. I was born in Ghana in West Africa on a military base. My father was in the Ghanaian military, but he retired when I was about 6 months old and he became a diplomat for the Ghana High Commission and was posted in London in 1976. So I moved to London at the age of 6 months old, and I was raised and educated in the United Kingdom of Great Britain. So that's where my formative education and everything took place. My professional background, what I studied for in college, was the travel industry. Not many kids actually go to college and follow through with the career path that they actually studied for. I was a child that started college at age 16. Yes, in England, you can start college at age 16. I already knew what I wanted to
Wow.
do. So I stepped into work experience at age 17. So that's why at 45 years old, I have a 28-year long career because my brains went beyond the classroom.
Ooh.
I knew that I just had to be there just to get a certification, but I already knew what they were teaching me bared no relevance with what happened in the hands on workplace. So, I gained momentum in my career in the United Kingdom. I was at the top of my game. I was working for an American based company in London. They recognized my talent and brought me to the United States of America in the year 2000. I actually worked on site at America Online and did all the corporate travel for the executives. So
Okay.
that was in Northern Virginia. So Steve Case, Ted Leonsis, the top guys that were at AOL at the time, because that was a big thing then in
Mm-hmm.
the year
Oh yeah.
2000. So that's what brought me to America. I've been here 21 years now. But fast forward to December 2017, when my business partner introduced me to the MLS Bitcoin Club instant payment system. From
Okay.
that day to this day, my life has changed. My life has been
Gotcha.
enriched, it's been uplifted. A solid foundation has definitely been formulated.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get a solid foundation in any household, it takes one risk taker. And I was willing to be that person. The MLS education for me is everything because I wasn't the best student, like I just said. I needed to get out there and be hands on. This
Mm-hmm.
education got my attention because the education that you're going to receive in this arena will actually change your life for the rest of your life, only if you're willing to walk with the visionary and founder himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I have definitely been on a very productive path with learning about cryptocurrency, gaining donations of Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies, also getting the education which is transferable to your friends and family. And I've
Absolutely.
been
Absolutely.
utilizing it.
Well,
I'm one of
hold
the,
on, Lady Joe. Hold on, girl. You just take it off on me. Look, look, we're gonna be very interactive. I gotta let you hear one of these comments, right?
yes.
Janice King says Lady Joe was not sleeping in class when Wall Street was teaching, and she learned it all and applied it to her life towards wealth. So when you say you wasn't the best learner, Janice King disagrees with you, right? I gotta go back to something. I've heard your presentation. Um, you know how we had a presentation before it was changed, and I remember you playing the AOL sound. See, I didn't know that you worked there, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that awesome? I too worked for AOL, and I actually was there when they laid off in Jacksonville. Actually, they didn't lay off; they completely shut it down. Didn't warn nobody, right? So
Hmm.
that's interesting that we had that in common. See, I never knew that part. I never knew that part. So Lady Joe, you got all kind of comments here. People are just screaming, Lady Joe, Lady Joe, you are awesome. Look at Rufus, Lady Joe, Katina, Lady Joe. Like you got a fan club here holding it. A fan club. Lady Joe, let's go. Amazing. Awesome. Look at this. Do you see these comments, Lady Joe? They love you,
Yes.
honey. They love
Oh, thank
you.
you, everybody. Thank
All
you.
right. So, I always like to talk to people about what you did
Hmm.
before MLS. Okay. So, you kind of already snuck into that, right? So, part of that was travel, correct?
Yeah, part of that was corporate travel. But the thing is, the last 12 years of me being in a job, a just over broke, I would say was the most miserable 12 years of my travel industry working for the man.
Mm-hmm.
9 to 5, 8 to 8, not a thank you or an F you. I worked in that job for 12 straight years, and I was told every single year I would never get a raise, and I was told I would never amount to anything. But success is the sweetest revenge.
Girl, isn't it
Yes,
though? Yes.
yes, yes, yes. I used to read the Serenity Prayer maybe about 14 to 15 times a day, So I used to smile through my pain because I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to hang in there. But
Mm-hmm.
it was Wall Street and the MLS experience. And he gave me the tenacity to step out and live my dreams. Level two in the
Absolutely.
MLS Bitcoin Club will open that up for you because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that have the desire, they have the yearning to be their own boss. Some people are sick and tired of going into workplaces and you've got a younger person ordering you around and they don't know their ass from their elbow and you have to take direction from them.
Mm-hmm.
The average
Mm-hmm.
person cannot survive with the salaries that they're receiving and also getting very little time off for their family, no quality time. I needed to have financial freedom and I needed to have time freedom. And the only way I could do that was by stepping out on faith. Level two enabled me to do that.
Okay.
So,
We're gonna
yeah.
talk about those levels. We're gonna talk
Hmm.
about those levels. So you did corporate travel, right?
Hmm.
You now
Yes.
have your own travel business. And for
Hmm.
those of you that are guests on this broadcast that may not know who Wall Street is, you may hear us say Wall Street. You may think we're talking about like the Wall Street, but no. Our founder and visionary of MLS Bitcoin Club, that's the name of the company that we are representing today. His name is Derry Perkinson, but we call him Wall Street. Okay, so when you hear Wall Street, that's who we're talking about, right, Lady Joan? So
Absolutely.
okay, so we know what you did now before MLS, right?
Hmm.
Let's
Yes.
talk about how you heard about MLS, like who introduced you and what appealed to you most. Just who introduced you and what attracted you to MLS. Like I
Okay.
love your testimonial, Lady Joe, is one of the reasons why I joined. Anybody that's heard my story has heard me say I never heard so many people with credit scores over 800, and you were one of them. You were one of those testimonials that I heard that Tuesday night, right? So,
Mm.
what appealed to you when you first heard about MLS?
Well, my business partner, Jonathan, he came to me and said, he said, he called me, what would he call me? He would say, dear sister. He would always call me dear sister. Dear sister, you need to get onto this call. You need to get onto this call. He said, it's Bitcoin. I've got 90 of them. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah. I was like, okay, I've heard of Bitcoin. Jonathan always steers me on the right path. I need to get onto the webinar. So when we came to the webinar, this was back in December of 2017, there was hundreds of people on that webinar. And I looked through a whole list of names, faces. I saw people on that webinar that were blasts from the past, high flyers in many different, companies, different walks of life.
mm-hmm,
Even someone was on there that I met when I was 21 years old, and
mm,
he flew to the UK and he was like a high flyer in another company. And I'm seeing him as an older man right here at the table.
mm-hmm,
And I had to listen to the presentation at least 4 or 5 times. I joined immediately because I trust Jonathan and his judgment. I joined immediately, brought my team in. I had no clue what was going on around me, but I knew, when your palms start itching, I just knew this was it. I was going to make something out of this opportunity. And I didn't care what it took. I was going to keep listening and learning and understanding. And it was myself and Marlene Barnes, Robitar. They call her Chief. She's a Chief Warrant Officer 3,
I heard
retired.
about Chief. Yes.
Yep, 23 years of service. It was the two of us together. We both came in at the same time and we were both listening attentively. And when we realized we were receiving donations of Bitcoin from our community, I said, that's like getting cash in a birthday card or a Christmas card. When that money falls out, that birthday card, you love that person who gave you the card. Then you open another card and it's empty. That one goes on the floor. But the one with the money in it, that goes on the dresser or the mantelpiece. You love that. You kiss the card. So when we realized we're getting these donations and they were coming in thick and fast because you was getting 100% on the beeline. Also, on top of that, we were learning things, but the education was to a level where you could take that education and do something with it for your own family. You could feed into your family. This opportunity is for you and your family. It's not paying into anything but yourselves. So I said to myself, this is a winner, 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 chicken dinner. So I just had to stay close to the fire and I kept tuning in and I kept listening. I kept taking notes. I kept learning and I was opened up to a whole new world. So Jonathan H. Seigler brought me forward and we are still here next to the fire walking with Wall Street.
Awesome. That is so awesome. Okay, so now we're getting a slight echo. All right, so let's do this. I'm just going to mute you when I'm not talking. It's so funny how this technology wants to show out, right? Right when we get to the good stuff. Okay, so Lady Joe, now you've told us, how you heard about it and the wonderful people that brought you to the table. We thank you. We thank you. And now, for our guests, if they don't know about your MLS background, you are one of the top leaders in the company, both on the productive side and in referring people and in the amount of Bitcoin that you earned. But what I think you are very well known for is the fact that you have used the education to the point to you will say that what you've learned from MLS Bitcoin Club, okay, has helped you earn over $4 million a year. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself and let you tell them a little bit about that.
All right. So the MLS education has definitely put me in position to be a change agent. Okay. So you come in, you start with the starter level. When I came in, it was level 1, but Wall Street took us a step back and said, okay, come in at the starter level, you get the crypto one-on-one, one-on-two experience. Okay, I took that education and ran with it. Okay, then level one, when I was in the club in my time, level one was actually the LLC, S Corp, C Corp. All right, so I knew I already had a strong skill set. I knew I had a following, but I didn't know how big it was. Because when someone dumbs you down on your job every day and makes you feel smaller than an ant, I said to myself, with tears in my eyes, in April of 2018, I formulated that LLC. The very next day, I received all the paperwork and I went to the bank and opened up the business account. Because once you've done your LLC paperwork and you've got your EIN number, then you go and open up your business account, then your business is official. So that was April 2018. I started putting everything together. I told my people, thank you, but no thank you. Making $50 an hour plus overtime and all that other stuff, I kissed it goodbye. Most people would say, hey, you've got a good job, but a job is a just over broke. I knew at that time I'd brought over $5 million to that company, and they didn't even give me 10% of the 5 million. So I knew I had to go. So my clients, everybody around me, they said, wherever you go, I'm coming too. The only reason we are there is because of you. We don't care if you're sitting on a cardboard box in a basement. We want you. Because when we need help and we're in Germany, we're in France, we're in Belgium, and we call you at 2 a.m. in the morning, okay? And we need help and we're stranded and we're stuck, you're the one that comes to our aid and rescue, nobody else.
Wow, that is
Anything we
awesome.
need, we come to you. You do it. So you're the reason why we're doing what we do. But let me tell you something. 3,000 a day will make you over 1 million a year. 12,000 a day will make you over 4 million a year. So it's very highly possible for anybody to put themselves in position and know how to build. And even just with the MLS system receiving donations of Bitcoin, people coming in, if you fill your starter level and level one doing the fast track simultaneously, that will bring you, if you can do that in a day, which with the way our system is built is very simple, that's over 2,700 a day. Times that by 365, you're at the $1 million mark. You're at the $1 million mark. This is a vision that is so clear, Stevie Wonder can see it. He
I
can
heard
see
that.
this, he can see this vision. And it's not hard, it's not rocket science. Traditional business and the wranglings and the tanglings that we deal with on the day-to-day grind, that's hard. But
Mm-hmm.
inviting someone to pour into themselves and their family, that's a walk in the park. You
You
know,
know, and
so
I'm glad you said that, Lady Joe, because it seems like sometimes people they work hard all day long for somebody else. I mean, they make phone calls or they go out and they do what we call hit the streets, knock on doors for someone else. But then when it comes to their own business, they want it to be microwave income. They
right.
want it to join and then just Bitcoin just appear in their account. But you made it plain and simple. I love it.
Yes.
You say this all the time. It's just 3,000 a day. Like gosh, you say that like it's so simple to do, right?
You know what? You know why I say that? Because I know it's possible. I know it's possible. When I was walking away from corporate America, I said to myself, you got to step out in faith. If I can bring in more than 5,000 a month, then I know I'm good. When I did that in a day and a half, I said, I'm goon, Goone. I ran out of the slave ship quicker than a cat could lick its backside. I was out. I said, it's like this. I said, this is the life. I can get used to this. I can get used to this. But through everything that I was doing with my own company, my own businesses, because I also have two nonprofits as well that I opened, during this course, this journey, I still stayed on the MLS journey as well. I
Mhm.
didn't miss a beat. because I'm still learning. I'm still a student. You know, I still plug in to what's going on. I'm still on the State of the Union calls. I'm still on Ask Wall Street Anything. I attend, the table talks. Anything that's happening, I'm close to the fire because the person at the front of the room is the one with the clicker, and the one with the clicker wins quicker. So
Oh,
if you can stay at the front of that room and
oh,
stay
say
around
it
the
again,
fire,
say it
oh,
again,
you're
Lady
gonna win.
Joe.
Oh, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. You're gonna knock it out the park because I'm like this. You know, everybody in MLS has the authority to be a big shot because a big shot was once a small shot that never stopped shooting. So everybody has the authority to be a big shot. Most
Absolutely. You
definitely.
got that right, Lady Joe. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that breakdown, sister. So another thing that I hear you talk about, and that is, well, before I go on to that, I have on the screen, guys, just so you'll know what this is. These are our different levels of education. Okay. I like to say each level is a higher level of education and a higher level of pay. Okay. And our MLS Bitcoin Club offers 10 levels. Okay. It goes from starter to level 9. So, our starter level, excuse me, is crypto 101 and 102. Level 1 is extreme credit that focuses on personal credit, but extreme personal credit, right, Lady Joe? We're not talking about $5,000 in credit. We're talking about 250, right? Extreme personal credit. Then L2, level 2 is intro to business. She talked about that a lot. Level 3 is business credit. Okay. Level 4 is solo 401k, not the one with a corporation, one that you run yourself. Level 5 is ALOCs and HELOCs. This is where we teach you how to pay off your mortgage in record time. Okay. People have done it in 5 to 7 years. Okay. 30-year mortgages. L6 is intro to trading. L7 is infinite banking. L8 is offshore accounts. And L9 is venture capitalist. So, knowing that you've made over $4 million being educated through the club, what levels have you focused on, Lady Joe?
Well, I've pretty much focused on everything all the way up to really 7.
All right.
The offshore accounts, I have accounts outside of the country too. But the infinite banking was one of the most powerful areas because to have a whole life insurance policy that builds cash value is something that was well needed. After 10 years of service on a job just over broke, my 401k had $3,500 in it. So I know if I had given them another 12 years and I retired at maybe 60, 65, whatever it would have been, I would have literally had just pennies in that
Mm,
401k.
mm-hmm.
Because there's no point in making over $100,000 and you're redlining, and then you're going to retire. And what if there was 3.5 grand in there 12 years earlier? Maybe there might be 6 in there 12 years later. So that's why a lot of people retire, and shortly after that, you hear that they've popped their clogs. They're gone. They're out for the count because shock and shame has killed them for the fact that they had these 401ks that they didn't understand. Because a lot of time when you're in a corporation, they just bring you into a room. Someone talks about it. You don't know what they're talking about. You just sign the paperwork because you don't want to look silly.
Right.
We're not educated about none of that stuff. They lie to you. They tell you it's something good, and it's some rubbish. It's not even worth the paper it's written on. So the fact that Wall Street saved me, because I thought even with that rubbish 401k, I went ahead and got a whole life. No, it wasn't a whole life. I asked for a whole life insurance policy, but they gave me something else, which was an IUL or something. I was paying 200 a month from 2006. No, it wasn't 2006. From like 2000, 2010 all the way up until, I met Wall Street in 2017. So I paid into it for about 8 or 9 years. So what Wall Street did was he took that policy and he converted it for me. And the money that I'd paid into that IUL, which wasn't worth the paper it was written on, he turned it into a whole life insurance policy, built cash value, and it was very high value. It was in the millions, the policy that he wrote for me. And he taught us how to fund the policy.
Right.
You've got things called PUAs, paid up additions, and it's the best thing since baked bread. So the whole life insurance policy that builds cash value, it's for you while you're alive. Life. You're enjoying the proceeds of that policy while you're living. So I'll throw an example. If your policy's worth, let's say, 2 million, and you've been paying into the policy in your paid up additions, and let's say you've paid into it handsomely. Okay. So if it's worth 2 million and you've got available cash value of, I don't know, maybe $500,000, you could pull $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 out of that policy. Okay. We are supposed to be good stewards of our money to pay it back. But let's say, for example, you wasn't able to pay it back to the policy. All that will happen is that 500 grand you pulled out will just come off of the top after you pass on to the other side. So then the policy will be worth, your family and loved ones will just get 1.5 million. That's literally what happens.
Right.
So in a lifetime, you are supposed to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So for me, that whole life insurance policy that builds cash value is all that. I make sure that I send money to the policy and I fund it, because you put the money in and it keeps growing. It keeps growing. It's an amazing thing if you follow Wall Street's training and you utilize the policy the way it's supposed to be utilized.
Absolutely. And that's something that you learn on level 7.
It's level 7 education. Yes, it
yes,
is.
ma'am. And Lady Jo, and I'm glad you kind of clarified that too. When I first joined, I used to hear Wall Street talk about dumping money in, and I was like, why are they putting money in a policy? It just goes to show you, I ain't know. But you actually do earn cash value. Like your policy pays you interest, correct?
Yes.
A lot of people may not know that either. So I just wanted to piggyback on that. I'm not ashamed to say what I didn't know before I came here. I did not know it all. My credit was jacked up. Yes, I will be very transparent and tell the truth. All right. So listen, guys, we have some leaders here. I want to thank you, leaders. Tim Cunningham, as he's probably a guest, he's like, what does MLS stand for? And we had several leaders that answered that question for us. I love it when leaders just jump in and help the guests. I love it. I love it. So thank you guys for all of you that responded. Look at this, guys. I have to put this up here. I'm a little biased. This is my mom. My mom is here watching me. Hey, mama. Hey.
You are amazing.
Guys. So another question. Tony asks, are the levels of education in the back office? So Tony, the way that works is in your back office, you only see the levels that you're on. So if you're only seeing starter level, it's because that's the only level you join. Okay. So you will hear about all the other levels in our presentation and things of that nature, but you won't actually see. There are a few snapshots of some of the other levels on the part that says 30-day, a person can actually sign up for free and get a few videos to just get an example of some of the education that is available on other levels. Okay. And that's like I say, it's under like a 30-day trial. Okay. That's what it's under. But if you don't see anything else, it's because you don't have access to those levels. Okay. All righty. Walk with Wall Street and you can become a millionaire. Absolutely, Darlene Dickerson. He says it all the time, and those that have walked with him, and there are quite a few, they are millionaires. Okay, they are millionaires. Um, I'm with you on that. Somebody say hello, mother. Naima say hello, mama. Thank you, ladies, for the great information. Okay, Lady Joe, is it true that you paid more than $3.99 to join the club? Yes, that is a great question.
Yeah. Times that by 4, Tony. We paid about
Yeah,
1,200 to join, and it
to
was worth
join.
every penny.
Absolutely. So let's kind of tell them why that happened, Lady Joe.
Because at the time, what to join MLS, it was a percentage of Bitcoin to join each level. And at that time, Bitcoin was at 20,000 a coin. So to come in at level 1, it was about $1,200 at that time. And
Mhm.
that was the only option we had. There was no starter level. I knew this opportunity was worth it more than its weight in gold, because Bitcoin is gold 2.0. And I
Absolutely.
knew what I was getting was something that was worthwhile.
Mhm.
And to receive the payments when people joined your community was phenomenal. Because when I joined, you didn't get paid on the A line, you just got 100% on the B line. And there was so many people joining the club, we were receiving payments left, right, and center. So we were moving up in the levels and getting paid.
Mm,
It
absolutely.
it's an amazing club. It's
It's
amazing.
amazing club. Yes, honey. Where else can you go and make 5 and 6 figures during the pandemic? Okay. Where
Yes.
else? I don't know. So Tony also says prospects are also asking for a complete list. I agree with you, Tony. One thing that I do, first thing I do, is send them to a presentation. If they watch a presentation, they will see a complete list. And there is also a copy of the PowerPoint in our Facebook group. And you can always grab just that page where we list the 10. And then I also create one for you, Tony, because I love you so much. So hold me to that. If I don't get that list to you within a couple days, inbox me and say, okay, Miss Pam, you promised me a
A list.
list. And I will get that done for you. Okay. All righty. So Dorizella say it is an amazing club indeed. Thank you so much for sharing your awesome story. That's right. The club is amazing. So, Lady Joe, I do have a couple more questions.
Mhm.
Not really questions, but
Mhm.
another thing that you talk about a lot, and that is the 5 pillars of wealth. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you want
Yeah.
to tell our guests what those 5 pillars are and why it's so important to you? Why
Well,
it
yeah.
should be important to all members? How about
Yeah,
that?
well, the 5 pillars of wealth are very important because, creating cash flow is something that we need. You know, Cash flow is just as important as oxygen. You know, Precious metals, you've got gold, you've got Bitcoin, that's gold 2.0, that's very, very important. Learning how to trade, that was very important to me as well. I joined the MLS Trading Academy in November 2018, and that was an amazing journey to have daily interaction for 3 to 4 to 5 hours with the visionary and founder, just being in a room with him and
Oh,
the other
I'm so
students.
jealous. All of us are waiting on the Trading Academy to open back up. We are
Yeah,
so
the Trading
jealous of
Academy
you.
was awesome because, in fact, I think I learned more in the Trading Academy than what I learned in my lifespan of education.
Mhm.
Because when it was quiet with trades, Wall Street would give us nuggets. And I was taking those nuggets down. He would just give us information on top of information. And I was always running out and utilizing everything he gave us, everything he told us. You could call me the beta tester for the club, So we've got so the gold, the Bitcoin, precious metals, learning how to trade, um, acquiring real estate. Well, that's one of the 5 pillars to wealth. And I definitely did that. And when I looked at some of the real estate that I actually had put my hands into. When I realized what I had, it was worth over 10 million. So I was like, okay, that's US dollars. So,
That's awesome.
Wall Street woke some stuff up inside me
Yeah.
that I realized that I had these things. I realized that I had these things, but I didn't realize. So it was a beautiful thing. So I
Absolutely.
literally became even more wealthy without even realizing it. So I was like, wow, these 5 pillars to wealth are powerful. And Marlene Barnes just put a note up there because she realized too when she looked into a lot of the things that she already had. And she's like, whoa, I've already got all of these 5 pillars to wealth, but Wall Street highlighted it. And she too
Yes.
looked into some of the stuff she had. And also, she's a
Marlene
trader as
Vaughn.
well. So
That's
we're
cheap,
trading.
right?
That's Chief. That's Marley.
Hello,
She's,
Chief.
yep.
Heard a
She's
lot
been
about
presenting for MLS for. She was like, I was the Tuesday presenter. She was the Thursday presenter religiously for like nearly 2 years. Religiously. Yep. Just
you.
like people go to church, we were presenting. We were there, Johnny on the spot. The only thing we were collecting was donations of Bitcoin. We wasn't taking tithes and offering. It was it was donations of Bitcoin. So yeah, so the having the 5 pillars to wealth under your belt is imperative. And we got to, you know, acquire those things if we didn't have all of those already. But the fact
Exactly.
is, he taught us how to circulate and invest our money, just with the education. So we learned how to start our companies, be business people, and think and grow rich like business people.
Mm-hmm.
So the richest man of in Babylon is what this club is based on. You can find that in your back office under professional development and listen to the recording, okay? Because that will teach you the foundation of wealth.
Yes.
Even if you don't have time to listen to it all in one go, try doing 30 minutes a day, listening to it, listening to it, listening to it, and
Mm-hmm.
learn and take some nuggets out of it, get some takeaways from it. But the
Right.
5 pillars to
We
wealth
got
is
it's back
is
there
for
free
you.
for you. It's
It's
free.
back there. It's free. It's part of professional development, amongst many
Mm-hmm.
other videos which are back there. Earl Nightingale, Jim Rohn, Les Brown. Wall Street has put, a lot of stuff back there. So it's up to you to take the time to log into your back office and see what's there, you
Absolutely.
know. So yeah, the 5 pillars to wealth are very powerful. So try and grab some of that, even if you can get just a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin to get started. Because the biggest thing you can do is actually be that risk taker to start building that generational wealth. For me, this is one of the simplest ways that I've been able to build, you know, my life, going from tragic to magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Dorizella says, "Shut the front door, Lady Joe. I'm on the fourth round with richest man in Babylon." I think
Yeah.
some people, they come in and they're so excited about
Hmm.
earning Bitcoin until they have skipped the foundation. Like some
Yes.
people may have never, people listen to the presentation, but are they
Hmm.
really hearing about the 5 pillars? Are they really going and listening to the richest man of Babylon? That is something that everybody should do to really understand why Wall Street built this club, the vision behind it, they gotta know that. So I'm so glad when you talk about the 5 pillars of wealth, you really put a lot of passion into it, just like you did just now. And I could not end the night without allowing you to share that on here as well. So, Lady Joe, we really appreciate you sharing your story, your MLS story, your crypto story, your story from corporate to being self-employed. We appreciate that, and
Thank you,
you
Miss Pam.
definitely share some great information with us tonight, some nuggets, some things to think on, some things to go back to, and some things to appreciate. And I
Definitely.
appreciate you being my guest. So, guys, if nobody else has any questions, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. We're actually ending up 2 minutes early. Dorazilla says the education is what I love and the 5 pillars of wealth. Thank you, Queens. We
Oh,
thank you. We thank you.
yes.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. Definitely share this story, guys. Let people hear from someone that has been here, not in and out, right? She's been here like since the beginning, and she uses the products and she leads by example. All right. So thank you everyone that came out to support. We love you, Darlene, Marlene, Lorenzo, Dorizella, Naima. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end it as we always do with our MLS song. Whenever she decides to play.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only if you knew well. MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom.
Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing a dark 2021. Call MLS system to have some fun.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
All right, guys, y'all have a great evening. And our next event is Monday for our MLS State of the Union. There will not be a C Note Friday on tomorrow. C Note Friday has been suspended until further notice, but we will let you know when it is coming back. Have a good evening. Bye bye.